Hi, I'm Sarah, and welcome to My Friend's Pets. On today's very special episode, we get to visit the Edmonton Humane Society, where we'll be visiting lots of special animals, and we'll be talking to my friend Liza. Thank you so much for being here today. So let's go together. Thank you so much, Liza, for coming on My Friend's Pets. We're so happy to have you. As you can tell, we're already in the shelter and there's noise all around. But yeah, we're very happy that you're here. And then these are my TV friends, and I'm sure that they're really happy to get to hear from you.
Well, thanks so much for coming and having me.
What would you say your position is here at Edmonton Humane Society?
I'm the Chief Executive Officer for the Edmonton Humane Society.
Okay, and how did you come across this position?
Oh my goodness, this was a dream job actually of mine. I've worked in the nonprofit field for a long time,
yeah.
And this is just a great way to combine my love of animals with the opportunity to provide some leadership to a wonderful nonprofit.
Perfect. And do you own animals yourself?
I sure do.
What do you
own?
Yes,
I have a cat and 2 dogs.
Okay. Did you come across your animals here at the Humane Society?
I did. I adopted my cat here and one of my dogs here. Actually, we just adopted Pepper, our puppy, just a few months ago.
And do you fall in love with every animal that comes in?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's an occupational hazard.
I would imagine it's super hard. What was the time in your life that you knew you wanted to work with animals?
I would say probably in the last 5 to 10 years, I knew that this was an opportunity for me to combine my love of animals with my experience in nonprofit.
Yeah.
And so I finally kind of worked up the courage to keep watching to see if roles opened up here that I had the skills for. And so when this role opened up, I had to take the chance and apply for it. Perfect.
What would you say are some aspects that you find tough about working here?
It's hard sometimes because we see the animals that are really struggling. We see the effects of neglect and abuse and things like that. That can be really hard on all of us, particularly the team members who work directly with those animals.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to make really hard decisions about particular animals, and so there are times on occasion where we need to perform a humane euthanasia because that really is in the best interest of the animal, and those things are really hard.
Yeah.
And then, just the day-to-day kinds of struggles of dealing with COVID and things like that have always been a struggle for us as well. But we also have the flip side of things it's so wonderful to see the updates from people after they've adopted animals, and they tell us the wonderful stories about how they're settling into their new families, and we get to see the good parts too. So the good and the good and bad balance out.
Yeah. What would you say that the goal of the Edmonton Humane Society is for the Edmonton community?
We really want to help to, first of all, be a model for animal welfare and be a leader in the area. I think in terms of what we want to do for the Edmonton community is really provide those supports through programs and the shelter programs and other services to help maintain that really important bond between people and their animals, because we know how enriching it is for people.
Yeah.
And so if we can be kind of a resource for community to find pets, to get information about struggles they may be having with their pets, those kinds of things, then I think that we will have met the needs in the community.
What would you say that the biggest effect of working with animals has had on your life? Like, when did you know that you wanted to work with animals?
Yeah, I think that just thinking back over the pets that I've been able to care for over my life and thinking about the joy that they've brought me and the love that they've brought, and trying to find a way that I can use my skill set to give back in some way.
Yeah.
That was really important to me. My first pet was a hamster named Fifi, who I loved to pieces, and it taught a lot about responsibility. It taught a lot about compassion and patience and those kinds of things. And so I know what pets bring to people's lives. I know what they've brought to my life. And so when I realized that some of the skills that I had could transfer into helping an organization like the Edmonton Humane Society, I was really excited to apply.
What services does the Edmonton Humane Society offer to the public?
Well, we offer a whole range of services.
Yes.
I think that the service that most people think of us think about when they think about us is the adoption program that we have. So we provide shelter for homeless and neglected animals, and then help to rehabilitate them if they need it, meet all their needs while they're with us, and then adopt them out to loving homes. So that's certainly a core part of what we do. We also provide a lot of different educational resources. We offer training programs. We offer some supports for individuals who live with low income. Yeah. And so we can provide a subsidized spay and neuter program. We have an emergency veterinary fund that we're working on. So if people have those one-time kinds of needs, like a medical bill that they wouldn't ordinarily have, that they otherwise would have to surrender their animal to us. We want to be able to help them and keep that pet with their family rather than coming into the shelter. Yeah. And we have a really important humane education program as well. So one of the things we're trying to accomplish there is to create a compassionate generation that understands animals and cares for animals, so that as they continue to grow up, we'll start to see a more humane community as well.
Okay. What kind of animals do you typically see coming into the Edmonton Humane Society?
We definitely, cats and dogs are probably they are the most popular animals that we see coming through the shelter. We also see a range of smaller animals, so guinea pigs and rabbits, and some small animals like mice will come through, and hamsters and things like that. But primarily we're working with cats and dogs. Yeah.
Do you have any memories of a weird animal that came in?
We have some strange ones coming through once in a while. We've had some, the odd hen, backyard hen that has escaped. We've had hens, we've had some pot-bellied pigs, we get some reptiles as well. So yeah, we've had lots of different critters coming through the doors.
How does the typical animal arrive here?
We have a few pathways for animals that come to us. So some of them are transferred in through other organizations. So there might be, we work closely with the City of Edmonton, for instance, and so animals that come to them through the Animal Care and Control Center, many of them will come to us, and then other municipalities. We have strays from outside of the city, so if someone finds a stray animal, they'll bring them to us so that we can check them out. We have a surrender program as well. So for any number of reasons, sometimes life changes and people aren't able to continue to care for their pets, so they can surrender them to us, and then we will take over and rehome them for them. Yeah.
And now I know you said that you work closely with the city, animal control, but you're not part of the city. Edmonton Humane Society is separate.
That's right, yeah. We're our own separate not-for-profit. Yeah. We are really lucky that we've got this great relationship with the City of Edmonton, and we actually share a campus. Our offices are right next door to one another, so that we're able to collaborate really nicely with each other. Yeah. But yeah, we are two separate organizations.
Yeah. What would you say a typical day is here at work for you?
For me?
Yes.
There is no typical day. I spend quite a bit of time in meetings, working with staff, hearing about what's going well, where we want to make some improvements. I'm monitoring some of our numbers to make sure that we're meeting our targets and goals and things like that. wandering around and chatting with the staff and seeing which animals we have, and kind of catching up on some of their stories. And so, I try to balance time doing the administrative kinds of things, but also I really want to stay engaged with the team. And I know the animals that are coming through the door, and that sort of thing just helps to keep me connected to the mission of the organization.
Do you ever get word that there's like a cute puppy or somebody that's come in, and then it's kind of like a race to get there?
There are staff that will alert me to particular animals that they think that I will enjoy visiting with, for sure. And word spreads quickly when there's a particular cute litter coming in or something. Yeah, everybody goes running to have a quick peek.
I would imagine.
It's a lot of fun.
What do you think it takes to own a pet?
There's the kind of obvious things, there's supplies and food and some funds to be able to pay for medical care and things like that. I think that it takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of love to raise an animal and provide it with the care that it requires, and some patience. Particularly if you're adopting an animal that has some different kinds of needs, if it hasn't been socialized or if it hasn't been used to living in a home with a loving family. It can take a little bit of time to get the pet acclimated, but I think for the most part it just takes some love and some compassion.
Okay. You adopted some of your animals from here. Now, for you personally, did you ever feel like there was a right time to get a pet? Or was it kind of like something that's just kind of ingrained in you, that you knew you love animals so much that when you meet the right animal,
there's been times where, I took a break between pets for a while, which just wasn't a good time personally. So I think people need to know themselves and know the time that they have to be able to give to their animal, to be able to care for it properly. And so there was a few years where I didn't have a pet, but then the time was right again, and so we started adding to the family. I think people need to understand, myself for sure needed to know that I had the time and the ability to be able to provide the care that an animal would need. So I think people just need to reflect on that and decide when the time is right.
Okay. How would you say that the Edmonton community can help the Edmonton Humane Society, and what ways that you think is best for them to help you?
Yeah, we have such a supportive community. I've always been really humbled by the care that the community has for the work that we do. Coming down and volunteering is certainly a wonderful way to support our work. There's lots of different opportunities to get involved, everything from helping at events to cuddling cats and walking dogs, things like that. We also we collect financial donations, so about 60% of our funds come from individual donations. So we're really grateful for donations that folks can make. And then in-kind donations as well are always really appreciated. So everything from food to cat litter to beds and bedding and things like that are really helpful for us as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Everything you said was super interesting and very important to hear. I know I learned so much, and I'm sure that my TV friends learned a lot too. So I hope that we get to come back maybe next time.
Absolutely, come back anytime.
Well, that was so great. It was so fun to get to see all the different animals. It was so cute and so amazing. We got to have a nice chat with Liza, and we got to learn a little bit more about what Edmonton Humane Society is doing for the community. I hope we get another opportunity to go back in the future. But until then, I hope to see you on another episode of My Friend's Pets. Bye for now.